Okay, so we raised up ace 5, our opponent calls. Okay, our opponent checks, and here's the question. What do you do? What's your play? How much you bet? You can just write down in box like if you want to bet and with the percent, yeah, how much is everyone wants to bet, maybe someone wants to check. Okay, 50, 45, 40, 45, sometimes bet, sometimes check back. Yeah, and this was a tricky one because the main question is who is betting, who is checking. And my Patrick is checking as well. Yeah, so the point is, I totally believe we should check on this flop. And why? Because this flop is very suhar. Exactly, Jacob. Value from gutshots who probe here, and these gutshots are not that many. Gutshots are only king jack, king 10, jack 10. So this is a very small part of the range. Again, the best way to understand is to figure out how it exactly looks like when it comes to the range. So we got ace, okay, so hearts, 5. So check it out, how the range exactly looks like, our opponent's range. 70% of his range are no-mate hands. And when you exclude these gut shots, which are 8%, oh, sorry, actually, okay, everything besides gut shots, 65% of his range are air, which is folding to our bet. 65. We got this fold equity at the very start. So the point is, maybe not fold this air and maybe let him give a chance to hit something. Especially that, what are you doing? Let's say, like quick game plan. The turn is whatever. The turn is 4. Who is betting if our opponent calls a c-bet and turn is 4? Who is betting? B or C? B or C? Turn is 4. Okay, BBB. Okay, great. The river is an 8. He calls us on the turn. Who is betting on the river? Who is checking? Okay, you're just going for bet. So what from you want to get calls? Like what weaker card is you want to get called from? Yeah, like Queen X. Queen X is the only card, and check it out that on the flop, if Queen X on the flop, if we assume our opponent would fold these no-mate hands, he would. Okay, Queen X's are here. So check it out. The Queen X's are only 15% of the whole range. So 15% of the time, your opponent will have this Queen X's, and the question is how often he's going to call you on the river. Because check it out that sometimes he's gonna catch these two pairs with some Queen 8 or Queen 6 or Queen 4. For sure he's gonna fold his weakest Queen X's. So on the river, actually, he is not calling that super often, and you're basically betting to get called for them. Also, when you fire 3 times, you're gonna for sure your opponent will have the ace 4 or ace 6, which has 2 pairs, and basically you're value cutting. And the point is, there are not that many cards that you can actually value bet, and usually these second pairs would fall to a triple barrel. So the reason of checking the weakest top pairs on dry board is exactly like Alien said. When we no, okay, he meant something else, but yeah, the point is when we check the flop, we first of all give our opponent a chance to probe and bet on the turn with air, and the second thing is we give him a chance to hit some second pair or whatever, and still we can go with two big bets and get value from the Queen X, because probably against the all-in on the river, Queen X won't call too often. Okay, let me answer your questions. Versus reg, better is bet because with air we always play c-bet on this board. Not really, not always. Regs are making mistakes. Checking back on the flop give them a chance to make a mistake because every reg would fold even more than 70% to our c-bet. So so totally checking on the flop is totally good because we want reg to make a mistake. Okay, next question. So then we check again on turns that don't create more gut shots like deuce 3, queen 6. On paired turns like queen 6, I would actually check, but on any other cards I would bet just to get two streets from queen. We can easily go even for pot size bet on the turn, pot size bet on the river, because queen x might just call as we didn't see bet the flop. Just Jacob, but if he call flop and he call turn, he will most likely call river and I don't think so. When the queen calls on the flop, he might easily call on the turn as it's second bet. He doesn't need to invest all his money. So I totally agree Queen X might call us on the turn, but on the river, I don't think it's gonna be that frequent. But we should check on the flop. Yep, we should. Level 1 is obviously check back, huge fold equity with made hand. We want to keep him in, but what if they become very suspicious versus check back? They're still making mistakes. I am checking all day long on higher stakes, and they are hitting the 8 on the turn, and they are not folding just because they are not folding. And you shouldn't level yourself. Give your opponent a chance to make a mistake. And if you bet, he's folding 70%. And if you check, he gets some gut shots, he gets some second pairs, and yeah, bet again on turn. Okay, but as you're delaying, what is your sizing? Simply 50% or something? It depends on the turn, but usually it's gonna be big. It's gonna be like 75%, as I'm totally concentrating on the queen axis. Okay, so let's see how the hand actually. So hero decided to get back, and the turn is 4. And I decided to bet 7. I think bet even 90 should do the job on this round. But still, I gave my opponent a chance to call, but to hit something on the turn, but he didn't. As you can see, this is a board where the fold equity is so big. Okay, eight spades on the turn, eight of spades. Yeah, like top 90 is totally fine. Like 90 usually gonna be best.